Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. Mon nom est Louis Arsenault et je suis vice-principal communication et relations externes à l'Université McGill. C'est un très grand plaisir de vous accueillir ici aujourd'hui sur le splendide campus McDonald de l'Université McGill pour souligner cette très importante journée pour la recherche canadienne en durabilité. Before we start, I'd like to extend a special welcome to our distinguished guests. Monsieur Jean-Claude Poisson, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food, as well as Member of Parliament for La Prairie. Mr. Francis Scarpaleggia, Chair of the Liberal Caucus, as well as Member of Parliament for Lac-Saint-Louis. Dr. Anya Geitman, Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences and Associate Vice Principal for the McDonald Campus of McGill University. Dr. Grant Clark, Associate Professor at the Department of Bioresource Engineering in the Faculty of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. And Dr. Chandra Madramuthu, James McGill Professor at the Department of Bioresource Engineering in the Faculty of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Thank you all for your presence and support for today's announcement of the funding and refunding of two McGill-led agricultural greenhouse program projects. These projects focus on mitigating and reducing harmful greenhouse gases through better managed water systems and safer practices in agriculture. To begin, it is my privilege to introduce Dean Geitman. Dr. Geitman joined McGill University in 2015 as professor in the Department of Plant Science and as Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences and Associate Vice Principal of the McDonald Campus. Dr. Geitman currently serves as President of the Canadian Society of Plant Biologists and Vice President of the International Association of Plant Sexual Reproduction Research. She also serves on the editorial boards of multiple scientific journals, including Plant Physiology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Geitman.
Bonjour, good morning. Amis, collègues, membres des médias et invités de marque, Monsieur Poisson, Mr. Scarpaleggia, Monsieur Arsenault. Aujourd'hui est une journée importante pour la recherche au Canada et surtout pour le développement durable dans le secteur de l'agriculture. Ça me fait un énorme plaisir de vous accueillir ici sur le campus McDonald. Splendide, comme Monsieur Arsenault l'a dit. Thank you for visiting us on the McDonald campus, where the students of three academic institutions, actually, including John Abbott College and McDonald High School, as well as McGill University, create a vibrant atmosphere and contribute toward the lively surrounding community of Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue. I would like to take just a moment to highlight the unique character and important assets that this campus has. Le campus McDonald représente l'espace vert le plus vaste de l'île de Montréal et il fait partie de la propriété privée la plus étendue dans la région. Our extensive collections include, for example, the Lyman Entomological Museum, the McGill University Herbarium, and the McDonald Campus Farm, which is the only operating dairy farm on the island of Montreal. It also includes, and that is hopefully space you have already visited, the Morgham Arboretum or the Molson Nature Reserve, not to mention the waterfront and shoreline of Lac Saint-Louis. It is a great point of pride that much of the research conducted on our campus is driving scientific and technological solutions to some of the most intractable problems surrounding sustainable agriculture and growth. 10% of Canada's greenhouse gas emissions are from crop and livestock production. Worldwide, this number is probably even higher, about 13%. We don't actually know. In other words, agriculture, though, is the second largest emitter of greenhouse gases after the energy sector. Ces chiffres illustrent l'importance des efforts scientifiques et technologiques de réduire la production des gaz à effet de serre dans le secteur de l'agriculture. And research and development is, of course, something that McGill knows how to do. McGill University has in fact made a strategic commitment to supporting research in the sustainability sciences, committing $10 million internally to an initiative that is called Sustainability Sciences and Technologies. Together with funding commitments from the Government of Canada, such as those that we're here today to celebrate, McGill will ensure that research is developed and implemented to enhance human and environmental health, economic viability, and social acceptability of sustainable initiatives and technologies. Il me fait maintenant un grand plaisir. It is now my pleasure to introduce Francis Scarpaleggia, Member of Parliament for Lac Saint-Louis, to say a few words.
Thank you, Dean Geitman, Professor Madramutu, Professor Clark, Mr. Arsenault, mon collègue Jean-Claude Poisson. Bienvenue au campus McDonald. Encore une fois, nous étions ici ensemble au mois de mars 2016 pour annoncer le nouveau volet du programme en vertu duquel le Collège McDonald va recevoir aujourd'hui des fonds pour la recherche. C'est un grand plaisir d'être de retour sur le campus McDonald. I'm very proud to have this jewel of an institution in the riding of Lac Saint Louis. It also gives me, it also qualifies me to be a member of the Liberal Rural Caucus. I can always argue that I have rural interests, and they'll let me in. But je suis très fier d'accueillir Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude, qui a été élu en 2015, est un véritable atout pour le caucus libéral et pour le gouvernement, en vertu de son rôle de secrétaire parlementaire au ministre de l'Agriculture. Jean-Claude is a real asset. He's an asset not only because of his hard work, but also because he himself was a dairy farmer. So he understands the sector, and he's very passionate about agricultural issues, obviously. And in addition to having been a dairy farmer, he was also socially engaged in his community when he was, for many years, including when he was a municipal councillor in the town of Saint-Philippe. But on the agricultural side, socially, he was very active in helping farm owners with the all-important task of transferring their properties to another generation of farmers, and then he was also active in terms of getting the younger generation into the agricultural sector, because as we know, it's very important that we have that next generation. Il faut s'assurer d'une relève dans le secteur agricole. Alors, sans plus tarder, et avec grand plaisir, j'inviterai mon collègue Jean-Claude Poisson à venir au lutrin prendre la parole.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour à vous tous, vous allez bien? Donc, je suis en développement de mon anglais. Je vais faire ma conférence en français. Je suis mes cours, mais ça évolue pas à la vitesse que je le voudrais. Donc, merci Francis pour ma présentation. Monsieur Arsenault, Madame Geitman, Monsieur Clark, Monsieur Madramutu et Madame Thurston. Merci de nous accueillir chez vous, au Collège McDonald. Je suis ravi d'être ici, au nom du ministre Macaulay, un passionné des avancées canadiennes en agriculture. En développant des moyens de nourrir le monde de façon plus durable, l'équipe de recherche du campus McDonald contribue à générer des bénéfices appréciables, non seulement pour les producteurs agricoles canadiens, mais aussi à notre environnement. Parlons environnement. C'est clair pour moi que la science est un outil le plus puissant pour optimiser les rendements et la qualité de nos produits, et aussi atténuer les effets des changements climatiques et préserver notre environnement. Les producteurs québécois sont bien sensibles à cette réalité. Ils continuent de faire des progrès significatifs pour réduire l'empreinte environnementale de l'agriculture. Ils utilisent des semences à rendement plus élevé, ils font un usage plus efficace des intrants comme les fertilisants, et ils adoptent des technologies qui réduisent la consommation d'eau. Ils adoptent des pratiques comme la culture sans labour, ils gardent le carbone dans le sol et réduisent les émissions à gaz à effet de serre. Ils sont de plus en plus efficaces dans l'application des engrais azotés. Ces pratiques protègent l'environnement et améliorent la rentabilité. Par ailleurs, nous savons que la lutte contre les changements climatiques reste un défi de taille. Au cours des 3 prochaines décennies, la demande alimentaire mondiale devrait croître de 60 %. Les producteurs devront y répondre tout en s'adaptant aux impacts et des changements climatiques sur des conditions de croissance. Parlons agriculture durable. C'est le seul moyen de protéger nos ressources naturelles et notre approvisionnement en nourriture et d'assurer l'essor économique de l'agriculture au Canada. Bien sûr, pour y arriver, ça prendra des ressources et c'est une réalité que nous comprenons bien. Notre plus récent budget comprend d'importantes mesures pour soutenir le développement des technologies propres dans le secteur des ressources naturelles, y compris le secteur agricole canadien, grâce à un investissement de 200 millions de dollars sur 4 ans. Nous appuyons l'excellent travail de nos chercheurs dans nos centres de recherche partout au pays. Ici, au Québec, le ministre McCauley a annoncé que le gouvernement va relancer la ferme expérimentale de Fredericksburg. C'est un investissement important en recherche pour mieux protéger et gérer les ressources en eau et en sol, et pour renforcer la capacité du secteur agricole à s'adapter aux nouvelles conditions climatiques. Des collaborations en recherche sont prévues avec des équipes ailleurs, au Canada et aux États-Unis. Notre programme Agri-Innovation appuie aussi le travail important de la recherche et en environnement dans nos universités, et souvent en collaboration avec les équipes de recherche du ministère réparties à travers le pays. Ensemble, les scientifiques trouvent des solutions qui aident les producteurs à protéger l'environnement tout en améliorant leur productivité et leurs revenus. L'environnement sera une des priorités du prochain cadre stratégique en agriculture, qui permettra le relais de Cultivons l'avenir 2. Le ministre McCauley collabore avec ses homologues et partenaires partout au pays de façon que le cadre qui sera le prochain central des investissements fédéraux en agriculture pour assurer la croissance et la vigueur de notre industrie agroalimentaire. Et bien entendu, la science sera un moteur de notre action pour aider les producteurs de façon à produire durable. Vous savez, sur la ferme à Saint-Philippe, d'où j'ai grandi, où c'est mon fils aussi qui a pris la relève, qui est la 5e génération, nos façons de faire ont beaucoup évolué. Grâce à qui? Grâce aux chercheurs, grâce à la recherche. Moi, présentement, sur l'entreprise où j'ai grandi, nous avons des plans agro-environnementaux, nous avons des applications équilibrées. Donc, c'est grâce à la recherche si aujourd'hui on est de plus en plus efficace envers l'environnement, mais aussi envers notre agriculture. Mais je suis ici aussi pour vous faire une annonce. Donc, aujourd'hui, au nom du ministre McCauley, je suis fier d'annoncer que notre gouvernement renforce notre engagement envers l'environnement en investissant presque 3 millions de dollars dans 2 projets de recherche menés ici même, au Collège MacDonald. Le premier projet portera sur l'empreinte écologique des divers systèmes qu'utilisent les agriculteurs pour gérer les ressources en eau et sur leur exploitation agricole. L'objectif est d'améliorer la qualité de l'eau, de réduire les gaz à effet de serre et d'accroître la rentabilité des agriculteurs. Le deuxième projet portera sur l'empreinte écologique de l'utilisation de biosolides comme engrais sur les terres agricoles. L'objectif, encore une fois, portera sur l'empreinte écologique de l'utilisation des biosolides comme engrais. L'objectif, encore une fois, est d'améliorer la situation économique des exploitations agricoles et d'accroître leur viabilité sur le plan environnemental. En collaboration avec nos scientifiques de nos centres de recherche à travers le pays, les scientifiques de l'Université de McGill aideront les producteurs à rendre leur opération encore plus verte qu'elles ne le sont aujourd'hui. Ces travaux seront financés par le programme de lutte contre les gaz à effet de serre en agriculture, qui est doté d'un budget de 27 millions de dollars. L'an dernier, ici, au Collège, nous avons renouvelé le programme pour une période de 5 ans, avec un investissement de 27 millions de dollars. Cet investissement appuie 20 nouveaux projets de recherche en partenariat avec les universités et les groupes environnementaux de partout au Canada. Les équipes scientifiques du Collège MacDonald ont accompli un excellent travail dans le cadre de la première mouture de ce programme. Et je suis ravi de vous voir entreprendre ces nouveaux travaux. Les programmes renouvelés est axé sur l'appui aux producteurs dans 4 domaines clés: le système d'élevage, le système de culture, l'efficacité et l'utilisation de l'eau en agriculture et l'agroforesterie. Les projets que nous finançons viennent à l'appui de l'Alliance mondiale de recherche sur les gaz à effet de serre en agriculture. Au sein de cet organisme, 47 pays collaborent en recherche et en technologie pour trouver des moyens de produire plus de nourriture et tout en protégeant notre environnement et sans augmenter nos gaz à effet de serre. Donc, notre objectif commun est de bâtir un avenir plus rentable et plus durable pour le secteur agricole canadien. Les changements climatiques et la durabilité sont au cœur de nos priorités en tant que gouvernement. Ce que vous accomplissez ici, au Collège MacDonald, est essentiel pour l'avenir. Et j'ai bien hâte de voir les résultats de vos recherches d'avant-garde dans nos fermes partout au Québec et au Canada. Au nom du ministre McCauley, je vous suis bien reconnaissant pour votre travail extraordinaire. Merci.
Merci, Monsieur Poisson, pour votre appui et le soutien du gouvernement du Canada. Nous aussi, nous vous sommes très, très reconnaissants. I would now like to introduce Dr. Grant Clark, Associate Professor at the Department of Bioresource Engineering in the Faculty of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Dr. Clark grew up on a mixed farm in central Alberta. His research program in ecological engineering involves the use of computational tools and physical systems to study how ecosystems can be designed, created, and managed so as to provide services and solutions. Je vous prie d'accueillir le professeur Grant Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Arsenault, and welcome to our honored guests today, the honorable members of Parliament, Mr. Scarpaleggia and Mr. Poisson. And welcome, and thank you all for being here today, my cherished colleagues and friends and guests. I would first like to thank the Government of Canada and Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada for their support of this research. It inspires me to hear our leaders talk so knowledgeably and passionately about these issues, and I appreciate that very much. I'm a firm believer in science-based policy, and we require the support of the government to develop the knowledge to promote that policy. I also believe firmly in investment in smart, progressive agricultural practices in Canada with the objectives of sustainability and resource conservation. And finally, I would also like to acknowledge the government for its support of real concrete action to combat climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the team that is involved in our research project. I'm here only as a representative of that team. I'd like to name Dr. Michael Bowe and Professor Joanne Whalen from our campus. I would also like to acknowledge Professors Gordon Price and David Burton from Dalhousie University and Professor Guillermo Irandes from the University of Alberta, who are all involved in the other 2 research sites involved in this research program. With respect to the program itself, reduce, reuse, recycle, reclaim. It also applies to agriculture, specifically to our use of nutrients and organic carbon. If we are to develop a sustainable agricultural system, we must be conscious of how we conserve resources, reduce inputs, as well as reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and build and preserve the health of our soils. The objective of our research program involves all of those things. We are interested in linking the intensive food production required to support a growing global population with the recycling of organic waste from our municipal centers. We're looking at regional nutrient and organic carbon management in order to preserve and promote our environment while providing the services that we require. As mentioned by Monsieur Poisson, the objective of the project is in essence to use the residual solids from the treatment of municipal wastewaters, or biosolids, as fertilizers for agricultural production. So this mirrors the natural cycling of nutrients and organic carbon that we see in nature. However, we can't just go out and poop in the field. The cycle is a little more involved in order that we preserve public health and hygiene. So we've developed an experiment, as I mentioned, involving 3 different experimental sites across Canada to try and capture the effect of different climatic and soil zones and local management practices. And we are applying biosolids from wastewater treatment plants. So these solids have already been processed through the wastewater cleaning process. There's been a lot of microbial digestion and hygienic processes to render them safe, and they are applied to the agricultural fields in order to provide nutrients and recycle the organic carbon back to production. This research is very important. It fills some knowledge gaps. For instance, what are the best management practices that should be applied in order to preserve and best utilize those nutrients? And how can we reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from this practice? We're promoting the circular economy. I'm sure you've all heard that buzzword. And we're doing it in the context of agriculture and municipal organic waste management on a regional scale in order to better the future of agriculture in Canada and to be more better stewards of our environment in the process. So thank you again for your support and for your attention today.
Thank you, Professor Clark. Permettez-moi maintenant de vous présenter le Dr. Chandra Madramuthu. Dr. Madramuthu est professeur James McGill au département de génie des bioressources. Membre de l'Ordre des ingénieurs du Québec, le Dr. Madramuthu a été doyen de la Faculté des sciences agricoles et environnementales et vice-principal adjoint du campus McDonald. Dr. Madramuthu a acquis une réputation internationale en gestion de la nappe phréatique, en irrigation, drainage, qualité des eaux, gestion des bassins versants, mise en valeur des terres, en recherche et développement agricole. Ses travaux lui ont mérité plusieurs prix nationaux et internationaux. L'Université de Guelph lui a notamment décerné un doctorat honorifique et il a de plus reçu la médaille du Jubilé de la Reine Élisabeth II. Please welcome Professor Chandra Madramuthu.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Vice-recteur. Bienvenue tout le monde et nos invités distingués, Monsieur Jean-Claude Poisson, Monsieur Scarpaleggia, Dean Geitman et tous mes collègues et les étudiantes au Collège McDonald. Je suis très, très heureux ce matin de recevoir l'annonce du gouvernement du Canada pour le support de notre projet en gestion de l'eau, de contrôler les émissions de gaz à effet de serre. I'm very pleased to say how much I appreciate the support of Minister Macaulay and the Government of Canada for this announcement to continue our research in water resources management and to determine the practices that will improve the use of water in agriculture and at the same time control emissions of greenhouse gases, particularly nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, and methane from our agricultural production systems. In 2011, the Government of Canada was one of the signatories to the Global Research Alliance on agricultural greenhouse gases. And that program was developed initially by 21 countries, and today we heard Monsieur Poisson say that there are now 46 countries that are members of the Global Research Alliance on greenhouse gases. And the primary objectives of the programs that were developed by the Global Research Alliance were, first of all, to develop sustainable agricultural practices that were environmentally sustainable, that would be able not just to reduce greenhouse gases, but sequester carbon in the soil at the same time, and in addition, to develop new technologies which will improve the efficiency of agricultural production systems and return a much more significant revenue to our agricultural producers. And the programs that Mr. Macaulay has announced very much tie in with these global objectives of the Global Research Alliance. Canada made a commitment at the Accord last year in Paris to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 30% less than what they were in 2005. And secondly, committed, together with other countries, to minimize increases in temperatures to less than 2 degrees. The projects that have been announced today are a commitment by the Government of Canada to support the work of the Government of Canada and the people of Canada towards its adherence to the summit that was held for the COP22 in Paris last December. I'm further reminded by Minister Freeland's message in Parliament last week, of which our two parliamentary colleagues are very well versed, where Minister Freeland announced to Parliament as part of her foreign policy that one of the greatest imperatives that we face today is that of climate change. And Minister Freeland went on to say in her speech to Parliament that at this time, more than ever, we are called with an uncommon resolve to help to chart a path to the future, to lead to a sustainable development of the Canadian economy, of which the agri-food economy represents some 11% of the overall Canadian economy. And so it is with this in mind that we wish to thank the Government of Canada for its commitment to the Paris Accord, for its new foreign policy initiative, and for the announcement by Minister Macaulay to be able to increase the profitability of Canadian farms and also to be able to ensure that Canadian agricultural practices fit within modern schemes and management systems of sustainability. We heard earlier the Parliamentary Secretary, Monsieur Poisson, comment about some of the practices that he implements together with his son on their dairy farm. He talked about nutrient management plans. He talked about the environmental farm plans. He talked about the legislation that is in place today to control environmental degradation of agricultural lands. And the projects that have been announced today lead to improvements and strengthening of those practices and policies and will ultimately lead to new technologies to be adopted by Canadian agricultural producers in order to increase the sustainability of Canadian agri-food systems. We're very proud of our agri-food systems, one of the cleanest, and one of the most secure food systems in the world. And when we look at the report recently in March of the Minister of Finance's Economic Advisory Council, his Blue Ribbon report led by Dominic Barton in that report, of which our principal, Professor Fortier is a member, together with Professor Reagan, was very clearly stated that the agri-food sector is one in which Canada can play a major role in continuing to advance the prosperity of Canada and Canadian agri-food producers by the kinds of practices and research that are done in sustainable agriculture here on the Macdonald campus. I want to thank my cooperators in the Department of Bioresource Engineering, in the Faculty of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, our national collaborators at the universities of Guelph, Dalhousie, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Lethbridge, the government research stations with which we're involved in undertaking this research across the country. But I think even more important, Monsieur Poisson, is the fact that this project builds and takes into consideration and works with the large number of agricultural producer organizations that we have across this country. That the project is rooted in the support, the financial, intellectual, and moral support that we receive from these producer organizations, because at the end of the day, they will be the ones to adopt their technologies in water use efficiency, in precision irrigation, precision agriculture, and methods to reduce conflicts amongst water users in times of climate change. Merci encore pour le support et aussi pour votre présence. Merci.
Thank you, Professor Madremutu. On behalf of the McGill community, and in particular on behalf of the researchers who are involved in these research projects, I would like to thank the Government of Canada for this important investment in research and innovation at McGill University. It shows vision for the future. We're very grateful for your continued commitment, an investment that enables McGill to remain internationally competitive in areas of research and technology development in sustainable agriculture, but be of relevance for this country in particular. Congratulations, félicitations, to Professors Clark and Madremutu, whose research programs will benefit of this funding and be deeply enriched by this opportunity. Merci, Monsieur Poisson. Thank you, Mr. Scarpaleggia, for your presence here today, and thank you all for coming. I now invite our speakers to join me here on the podium for photos, and all the speakers of the podium party will be available for questions right after to the media. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy this wonderful day on Campus Macdonald.